Hi everyone. Today I'm going to tell you another of my homeless stories. Now, this happened a few years ago. I had gone to a discount bookstore and I had purchased a book that was very popular at the time. It was called The Purpose Driven Life, and I only paid $1 for the book. And so, after reading it and getting a lot of enjoyment out of it, I thought, I would love to give this book to someone that is going to enjoy it just as much as I did. And I asked God to tell me who to pass the book along to. And months went by, and I didn't get any answer from God as to who He wanted me to give the book to. So one day I was cleaning out the trunk of my car, and I saw the book there. I said, I am tired of driving this book around all over town, and I'm just going to get rid of it. I'm going to go take it to the shelter and just put it in the lobby and let whoever wants to take it, take it. I just wanted it out of my hair. So when I did go to the shelter, I took it and I was going to leave it in the lobby. But before I went inside the shelter, I got a feeling in my heart like God was telling me, not yet. He was basically telling me, hold on to it just a little bit longer. And I'm like, oh God, I'm tired of carrying this book around with me. But I was obedient to His voice. So I put it away back in the trunk of my car, and I went inside the shelter, and it was very noisy in there. A lot of this going on all over the place. And so there was a gentleman that was staying there. I had never met him before. And he was trying to get my attention. But there was a long dining room table, long table that was separating us. And so he was trying to say something to me, but I couldn't hear him because of all the noise. And so I kind of told him, like, I can't hear you. So he did like this, like, hold on, hold on. So he asked his friend for something to write on, and he started scribbling something real quick on a piece of paper. And he handed me this piece of paper that was folded up, and he went like this, and I took it from him. And when I opened it up, this is what he had written on it. I don't know if you can see it, but what he gave me, the folded up piece of paper that he gave me, said Purpose Driven Life, author Rick Warren. And then it had his name on it. And when I saw this and I read it, I'm like, Purpose Driven Life? That's the very book I have in the trunk of my car that I was trying to get rid of. And later I found out what he was trying to say with a note was, do you have this book? And if you do, can I borrow it? Because he wanted to write a book report. He was staying at the shelter and going to school full time to the University of Dayton. And when I read it, I can't even tell you. I didn't know what to say. It was like, it was right there. It's almost like God Himself had written the note. And I said to the young man, I said, I do have this book. And I told him the background of how I had kept it in the trunk of my car. And I had been waiting for God to tell me who to give the book to. And here was the answer. And so I went and I got the book out of the trunk of my car and I gave it to him. And he was telling me, Miss Grace, he said, I've been asking everyone, do you have this book? And nobody had it. And because he was staying at the shelter, he did not have money to buy the book. But guess what? I had it. And so I gave it to him, and he was just so thrilled and delighted. And I'm sharing this with you so that you can understand how God sometimes speaks to us. Sometimes he doesn't speak to us in conventional ways, the way we would like to hear from him. Sometimes he speaks to us through little things like this. And we just have to be quiet so that we get those little messages that God is trying to send to us. Because sometimes, we get caught up in life and we're spinning around like a top and doing this and that and busy work. And God might be trying to deliver messages to us, but we're so busy that the message comes and goes, right? So just keep that in mind. Sometimes God speaks to us in mysterious ways, and I'm just so thankful that I was obedient to that little tiny voice when he told me, not yet. Because I was getting ready to get rid of that book one way or the other. I was going to leave it in the lobby, and whoever wanted to take the book could take it. But that book needed to get to my little friend so he could write his book report. And by the way, my little friend, because of his book report, he got an A in his score on his test, not test, but on his book report. And I was just so delighted to know that God had spoken to me. He had finally answered the question of, who do I give this book to? So I hope you got something out of it, something inspirational. And don't forget, God loves you.